Hi guys, welcome back to Cannock Paranormal Investigations channel. It's been a while since I've made a video, and it's just that I've been really busy with other stuff. But I realised that this is a channel, and if there is an interest in this kind of thing, then just like any other subscriber, I'd probably, if I was subscribing to something, I'd want to have like a few more kind of regular videos. Then just one every once in a blue moon. So I do apologise that, and I've been sitting on this video for a couple of weeks now. So essentially, I decided to go to Cannock a few weeks ago now, and it was really hot. And I took a friend of mine with me. His name's Kev, and he's an urban explorer. And one of the reasons why I asked him to come along was I noticed that close to an area that we go a lot, where we investigate, there's an old sort of ruin of I think it's a 12th century or 13th century manor house. I don't know too much about it, and I haven't really read into it since, but I thought it might make an interesting place to not necessarily investigate, but just to explore, really. And it was more about kind of me getting a bit of exercise, but for Kev, who is an urban explorer, I think he tends to pick up a lot more on what he finds and what he sees. So all in all, it seemed like a really great idea. Just to say, we walked about 6 kilometers, and some of it was on really unfriendly terrain. So now, a couple of months back, I popped my knee out of its socket, and I've been sort of trying to recover ever since. So this walk was really going to test me out. So throughout this video, you'll probably hear a lot of heavy breathing. I can't talk that well because I'm kind of out of breath most of the time. We had to go up a seemingly endless hill with seemingly no paths to follow, except just kind of hacking our way through ferns and stuff. And with videos like this, you don't always get to appreciate how steep a hill is or the terrain, because it tends to kind of give a warped view of it being level in a way. But it certainly wasn't level, but it was good exercise. I lived. I'm here to tell the tale. But we had a few really interesting experiences that were more along the lines of paranormal than I expected, because for me it was just an exploration as well, a bit of a reconnaissance to see what this other area had to give in terms of, is it feasible to do an investigation now? Can we get to it? Can we get back from it? And I mean, and I'll probably kind of summarise it at the end of the video. I don't want to kind of be babbling on forever, but yeah, I answered a few questions and raised a few really interesting questions as well. So this video is probably about 48 minutes long, probably be about just under an hour by the time I finished. I might edit it down, or I might just leave the raw footage in, because I guess one of the things that always gets me with, I suppose, anything to do with paranormal, is that you only ever get to see the edited highlights. Now, I'm not saying there's anything paranormal in this video, because this was purely taken as a means of reconnaissance. But if there is anything paranormal in this video, then literally what you'll see is, hopefully, is everything that I recorded. So just to say, I was using quite an old camera to record the video. It's a Fujifilm FinePix. So that's it's about 12 years old, and I originally bought it to go on holiday. It's digital, but and the reason why I took it to Cannock was because it's got a fantastic zoom on it, and it's if I do think I see anything, then it's really kind of easy just to zoom right in from a long way away, and just to kind of, I suppose, debunk anything that gives me the jitters, so to speak. So yeah, without further ado, I'm going to jump into this video. Oh, just to say a little bit about Beaudesert. I think it was originally called Beaudesert Estate, and I'm reading this now. I've written it down. I think it was called Beaudesert Estate. It was a stately home obtained by William Paget in 1546. I think it was originally occupied since 1292, and it was occupied by the Trumwins of Cannock. And early 14th century, it was a palace of the Bishop of Lichfield and Coventry. That's basically all I know about it. And the other thing I know about it is that I think it was in the, I think it might have been in 16 or 1500s that renovations on it kind of came to a grinding halt. Could be in the 1700s actually. I'm not kind of really hot on the history of it because, like I say, that wasn't really my focus for getting there. But yeah, I think it was around about 1700s that some renovations were begun, but they stopped. I think there was quite a lot of bankruptcy involved with that place, so people never really had the money to finish off what they'd started. And I think I think it was about 1930s, they decided to knock it down, but then the company that were knocking it down went out of business. So essentially what you've been left with is bits and pieces of the ruins and renovations, and it includes really old sandstone, and then you'll probably get to see some brick on it. We couldn't get too close to it because it was barriered off, which is more than reasonable, judging by the look of that. It looked like it was kind of basically going to topple over at any minute, so you can't really kind of get too close to it. Okay, so what you see here is basically, this is where we would have started from. This was our starting point. And I think we walked somewhere down this line here. And there's like a house with some grounds, and then we made our way through these forests with the intention of getting to here. Now between about this point and this point, I think there's about a difference of about 31 meters. So it was a gradual rise, but it was about 31 meters up there. And to lower areas of Castle Ring, that says meter activity. That's if you want to check that out, that's on another video to do with Castle Ring. So from about there to there, there's a difference of about 81 meters. So there is a real kind of like rise uphill. But yeah, we wanted to explore this area. So this is a close-up of the actual area, and you can see the outline of the old ruins. So yeah, this is the outline of the manor house, and it looks like quite an impressive structure. It's casting a bit of a shadow there, so I'm not sure how big that actually makes it. And then just at this bottom corner, there's like a little castle turret thing. Hopefully there's a picture of that as well. And I'm not sure about the distances here, or at least we weren't sure about distances. So there you go. That's the sort of castle turret looking thing that we found. And these images taken off Google Earth. And just to add, actually, I'm just going to let these videos play. This isn't just one video. This is about 6 or 7 videos, which I just joined together, because there was times when I paused or I just turned the camera off, and then there's times when I turned it back on again. So lots of different videos all spliced together. Really? Yeah, just going to pause it there actually, because I forgot to mention that this is a really interesting little structure. It was I actually found it. I think Kev took a different route around around this area, and I just noticed that these like branches have been pulled across. There didn't seem to be any particular reason for it, but it seemed to be like yanked from the tree and just stretched across gap, if you like. So I'll see if I can just find it and pause it, just to have another look. Yeah, just there. I thought that was kind of really weird.
Yeah, I think I've found some over here.
Really?
I think it's a tunnel.
You are joking? Very Blair Witch. What is it?
It's actually a tree stump, it's not a hole at all.
Oh.
It looks like it's a hole. I can't believe the echo in this place. Apparently we're going to have to cross this stream here.
Oh, okay.
I'll go do article conveniently put fucking. That's not right.
That's nice. I think we crossed that stream lower down last time. There's been a lot of water even though we're going up.
Someone's come through here and nearly lost a shoe, look.
Hmm.
Gooey. It's fine when we go over there to higher ground. But this is gooey, can you see?
Yep. Let's go.
Saying that looks like a motorbike track. Let me just see. It's not as gooey as you think, but
Just be careful, yeah.
just slowly put the feet down.
Or quickly.
Or quickly. one or the other.
Oh, bastard twig.
Just, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It did almost feel like a path, that did.
It's up to you which.
It gotta be that way.
It's going the right way this way. The things you do is fucking ruin. It's better here.
The hell are those?
You need to get that way. we follow these down to wet tree linings and then head that way. It's prehistoric, isn't it?
It is. Okay, so this do you know what? I think we've got to be close because I think this might have been part of its estate.
See, that's the wrong direction.
Yep.
It's that way.
Yep. Yeah.
Because it's like, I haven't fully got it, but it's like Castle Ring's here, and we're here, and it's somewhere just above this road.
It's like a scouts thing, Beaudesert activity, maybe.
So we want to get through this woodland.
Yeah, somehow.
And that feels like it's the wrong way back. I know it means fighting through woodland, but...
No, there's a path here. Well, as good as the path as we found.
This could be out at sun as well. Last thing you need when you're walking for a couple of hours is fucking desert-like fucking feelings.
I know.
Oh, and look at this place. This is now getting spooky. Even in daytime, what the fuck? They'll find some fucking monsters.
Well, they could always find us.
Yeah. Terrifying.
It's not the kind of place you'd find at night by yourself.
No, I would not. This looks dodgy now through day, let alone when it has time. This looks like every bit of haunted wood that you want, you know what I mean?
It's a little bit like this when you come down the elevator.
Yeah, it looks like you're going to have them fucking legs worked out off this one.
It's fine. I've got a knackered leg, it's not going to get any more knackered. What?
Weird, isn't it? Just hanging from a tree.
I'm using it for something in there. A bit dangerous.
Now, someone's tried building a bike path here. Well, we know it's safe. Some fucking some digging and shit. We want that way and we're fucking...
I really do apologise about the breathing. I thought I was breathing pretty heavy throughout this, but I didn't know I was breathing this heavily right the way through it. And I can kind of barely string two words together as well, because it's crazy to think that we're, according to Google Earth, it's only going up about 31 meters. I guess it's quite high in itself, but it was like it was just, the slope was going on forever. Yeah, crazy stuff, but I'm kind of proud that I got to the top, but going down was just as hard anyway.
Interesting. Oh wait, hang on. I'm sure these show up. I saw these. I'm sure I saw the reflection of them on the Google Earth in line with the man house. Yeah. Ouch. Ow.
The fence is interesting, but I think we are going to go through that fence. We're aiming really for around here, and that seems to go back. So, this fence while it's lit up. When you see that, you start recording.
Oh, that's why.
The ground and you're fucking flagged with it.
Well, that's why I walked behind you and got the camera rolling.
Just in case I disappear.
Yeah. You always wanted to find a mine.
Yeah, not in first, though. Strong enough. We've got to fucking find it shortly. Fucking look at that fucking tree. I'm getting a photo of that bad boy. I check on your maps to be doubly sure. So we're coming through Cannock Chase and we found this structure. This looks like it were a doorway.
I think this is a smaller building, you know.
I don't know, because it is kind of hexagonal here. No, that's not it.
So just to pause it there, just to let you know that this was actually the manor house, and it was still quite impressive, even though it's a ruin. I'm not sure if we can see any particular detail on it, especially with the like sandstone and stuff. Some of these bushes were beautiful.
Could be anything hiding out here. Just creep up on you. So this looks familiar. I think the night that we came back from the £1 Million house, we walked up this trail and then we went off road somewhere to get back.
Right. So there's every possibility it's at the bottom of here?
Yeah.
We'll have a good look. If it's not been sold, if there's no one in it, we might get in.
Yeah, it's weird that you can actually get it up on one of these property things that you can have a look inside. But the official pictures.
So this was around about the time when we were coming back down to the lower slopes, and I mean the landscape was just absolutely stunning. It's a beautiful place to walk. Weren't really focusing on anything paranormal, and we'd achieved what we wanted to achieve. We found the ruin of the manor house, or Beaudesert Hall. And yeah, this was kind of like a return journey, but we were going to come round in a wide arc.
Oh, this is lovely.
So I just got to point out, just right here, I kind of got a really weird feeling that there was something behind me, and this happened just instantaneously. I just stopped and decided to pan around, not because I was taking in the sights or anything, but genuinely because I thought I heard something behind me. I didn't really kind of mention it too much, so I'm just going to knock that back. So if you do hear anything or see anything, just please let me know in the comments below. So just at this point, I think I stopped filming for a little bit, and then when I turned the camera video back on, I was quite a way away, as you can see from Kev, and you actually see him in the distance. He stops, but it's almost like he takes a step back. So and I wasn't really aware of what he was doing, but I think he's heard something in the just in the kind of woods to his left, which was really, really dense. So dense it looked dark. Hoping that the camera picks this up. See how far he is ahead. That's crazy, he just took a step back.
probably just a bird scraping ground, but... Probably just a small animal scraping ground. Normally a presence of humans scares everything away. Let's start straight on.
Yeah, straight on. See where that goes.
Dragonfly, can you see it? Just on the tip of this thing here, it's got a yellow tail. Shining and it's pitch black right there.
Bloody hell, yeah.
You know, this is a fucking warm day. Sun's actually hurting me through my clothes and that is pitch black.
I was about to say the same thing actually.
If you were an animal, that's perfect fucking height. I don't want to crawl through all that shite. I was going to have a go, but I'm not going to bother. So that's fucking pitch black right there, isn't it? In the middle of afternoon.
Maybe I shouldn't have done that Bigfoot call. Maybe I woke Bigfoot up from his afternoon siesta.
That's what we want.
Well, it is actually, yeah. It wouldn't bother me. I mean, I couldn't run away anyway if it wanted to chase me. So, and I do carry deep heat with me.
What, it's from fucking deep heat in its eyes?
Yeah.
Bigfoot.
Although, just for once I have brought it because of my name.
I mean, I was going to say that I don't think there's many tales of people being chased in these woods, but then again, I don't think there's many people that are going, I know we're not quite off our beaten track now, but we're not like fucking main fucking roots are. You know what I mean? I haven't seen a person since we left that fucking campsite.
No.
And when we were near Castle Ring, we were fucking people, horses, fucking all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
What did you hear?
I thought I heard like a male kind of I can't say that. I mean, we were walking, both our footsteps. You know, you can get audible pareidolia. So that's what I thought it sounded. I thought I heard a kind of middle lane's better. Yeah, look how dense that is in there. Fucking. They're not tall, but that would be a fucking nightmare to crawl through all that, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
If you were going to hide, it'd be in there.
I mean, there's the supernatural anecdotes of these Bigfoot type creatures. They don't really kind of fit with any sort of physical capabilities of chasing a car through a forest, but the car's gone the road. I mean, that would be virtually impossible to kind of go at any kind of particular speed running through a forest.
I've got no idea fucking run through forest. Full gallop sometimes, you know, zigzagging.
I guess so. I mean, Oh,
Don't forget, if it...
talking of which, did you smell that?
No.
Hang on, let me just...
Oh, I'm getting it now, and that smells like plants, though.
No, rotting, stinking shit smell.
That's probably just my smell.
Right here.
Yeah, I'm getting it now. Not so much now, but I did get away.
That's weird, I don't see anything on the path. Well,
but no, if it isn't an upright creature, it's like, don't forget, it would be faster and more attuned than a human, because animals are faster and, like, we would never catch a deer, and I know they're on 4 legs, but it's like, which way, straight down?
Don't know, which way feels good to you? Yeah, shall we go down that path? It looks a bit more natural than following.
Yeah, I think that way, but I just want to make sure we're not going fucking a billion miles away.
Heading towards Litchfield.
Oh, we are a gajillion miles away.
So really we're going to head that way? If we head that way, then we must be sort of coming sort of back the right way.
Yeah.
I'll go that way.
I think we might even be past that fucking house.
Right.
I don't know if these are tracks or not. Just humour me a second and look at this. There's a lot of crumble here, but you see how that's like a round bit? It looks like it could be someone's heel, right? Someone's heel. But then when you look here...
By the way, I'm sorry for this bit of video. I clearly didn't have my head screwed on when I was filming this because the video was running, but I was looking at what Kev was trying to point out with his eyes, and but I was looking at it with my eyes, but I didn't, for some reason I just wasn't pointing the camera towards it, so I do apologise. It's really frustrating, and these are clearly things I need to learn.
Look at these fucking toe marks.
Yeah, and also don't forget how many... what was it, about 2 weeks ago?
That's too big for deer, because it looks like 3 fucking dots. Can you see?
Yeah. Look at that. Right.
I mean, that's way bigger than this thing, though. You know? That's a deeper pocket, but if that's just ball at foot and toes...
Yeah.
You know, like tiptoeing.
Yeah, but there.
Again, you've got a deep pocket, and then it looks like 2 big toes again. Can you see?
Yeah.
There's an arch. I don't want to say that's Bigfoot, but that looks like something. It looks like something big tiptoeing.
Okay, I mean, you wouldn't bring a horse up here. Not
a horse anyway, because
no.
You've got these.
Yeah.
Where's that one? That's about the right size for a horse, but you wouldn't get these three toe paint. They've got hoofs. They don't have toes.
Yeah.
Whereas deer, I think they've got kind of like those little two bits that come out like that. But that's a definite. You can see that arch there where I'm running my finger.
Yeah.
It's like that's like.
So I'm just going to wind
a
that
deep
back
pocket
a bit.
and.
I'll wind it back and I'll pause it, hopefully on.
And then it looks like 2 big
picture.
toes again. Can you see?
Yeah.
There's an arch. I don't want to say that's Bigfoot, but that looks like something. It looks like something big tiptoeing.
Okay, I mean, you wouldn't bring a horse up here. Not
a horse anyway, because
no.
you've got these.
Yeah.
Where's that one? That's That's about the right size for a horse, but you wouldn't get these three toe paint. They've got hoofs, they don't have toes.
Yeah.
Whereas deer, I think they've got kind of like those little. These.
Yeah.
Where's that one? That's about the right size for a horse, but you wouldn't get these three toe paint. They've got hoofs, they don't have toes.
Yeah.
Whereas deer, I think they've got kind.
So I don't know if you can actually see that. This is what we were referring to, and there was 2 or 3 other or 4 others that kind of headed across the path into the forest. It just seemed really weird. We couldn't define any sort of boot prints.
Kind of like those little two bits that come out like that. But that.
Let me just go.
A deep pocket and then 2. It looks like 2 big toes again. Can you see?
Yeah.
There's an arch. I don't want to say that's Bigfoot, but that looks like something. It looks like something big tiptoeing.
Okay, I mean, you wouldn't bring a horse up here. Not
a horse anyway, because
No.
you've got these.
Yeah.
Where's that one? That's about the right size for a horse, but you wouldn't get these three toe paint. They've got hoofs, they don't have toes.
Yeah.
Whereas deer, I think they've got kind of like those little two bits that come out like that. But that's a definite. You can see that arch there where I'm running my finger.
Yeah.
It's like that's like 3 toes.
But yeah, I mean, if you look at that one, and that one. I mean, I know they're sort of close together, but that's like 4. Look like 4. I mean, it doesn't have to be striding away from anything. Whatever.
No.
It could just be like just taking small steps. But that looks really weird. And like I say, we had it was wet for the entire May. So if anything's come up here when it's been wet, and I don't think they've done any work up here for a long time.
No, I mean that looks like it could be a person's foot.
Right.
Right. But why would it sink in that fucking deep? Even if it's wet, this wouldn't turn to bog by the look of it. Where's Stu? That's a dog track right there.
It's a bloody big dog.
It is a
that's a dog.
Yeah, no, that's definite dog. And it is a big one. It's not a little dog. But these ones now, if that's person, that's far too big for. That's not the. I can fit my foot in there almost perfectly. I don't think it's. Like personally, I think that this one you can definitely see toes.
Yeah. What about this one? I mean, it could be a footprint. Can I see? Is there any tread on that? I'm trying to think if there's any tread on that. If it looks like there's.
But it'd be fucking huge. It don't look like a natural foot. It looks like someone wearing a shoe.
Width. It's a width, isn't it?
It's too round, but it's fucking too big to be a person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It looks like someone, because if you look here, there's 2 dents here. It's like someone's wearing big fucking moon boots. Because I thought maybe it's a car tyre, but why is it rounded?
Yeah. Well, it's where the heel's pushing out, but the width of it.
But it's like it's wearing shoes. Because when you look here, they've got a ridge. Can you see that ridge? There's like a bump in the middle there, 2 dips. So it's like a fucking rim of a boot.
But those don't look like boot prints. Like a Bigfoot wearing wellies.
One foot. We're looking for an injured Bigfoot who's got a fucking orthopaedic shoe.
You know, but they do look interesting. And
almost looks like fucking fingers going in. Like that.
yeah. That's a footprint. I wish I had tracker skills.
Yeah, it's like...
Be really useful.
This is deer. 1000%.
Yeah.
You've got the two prongs. It's like, definitely, I was like, I don't have a lot of tracking knowledge, but even here you can see two toes going in. That's a deer track, and it's sunk in. So that's definitely deer. You can even see here there's another 2 points.
Yeah. So many animals will use this, won't they? They'll use this. This is a perfect highway for them.
Okay, look. That's not fucking dog. What the fuck is that? That's far too big. That's as big as my fucking hand almost. It looks like a big dog track because it's got it's got the 4 toes. But that's a fucking massive dog. That's as big as my hand. That's fucking huge.
And is that a softer one there? Where it's...
But that's yeah, it must be. But then why is this...
It's just hard to say if it's... That's the footprint. It's definitely a big print. Interesting stuff. I mean, I've got it all... I've got it on video anyway.
No, this is definitely an interesting... I mean, I'm not saying that's a fucking Cannock Chase werewolf track, but fucking... If that's a dog, it's fucking huge.
So yeah, this is essentially the footprint that we found, and I really apologise because of shaky cam. I wasn't able to get a really decent view of it, but it's definitely a footprint, and I did look for signs of tread. Even this picture doesn't really kind of give the full impact of the imprint, because it was quite deep. But yeah, just really kind of curious about these toe-shaped structures at the front, and it's like something's gone down as it's pushed its way forward. So it was interesting anyway. Interesting footprint. Not sure what to make of it, but what I really wish I have is a LiDAR scanner, which you can get with iPads and stuff like that. With the new iPads, they come fitted as standard with it. It's just a scanner, and LiDAR will give you a 3-dimensional picture of the print, so you'll be able to move it around manually, see it from all different angles, and you get a sense of depth, width, and all that kind of jazz. So overall, it was a really, really fantastic day, and although I was absolutely bushed by the end of it, to let you know, the yellow line here is the direction we took. We found like a little squiggly route up to where we found a little turret thing. And by the way, in that castle turret thing, it turned out to be, it wasn't that high. It was about 9 foot tall, and it had been built as a viewing point across, and you could actually see the spires of Lichfield from there, which was really impressive. It's a fantastic view from there. And then the ruins of the Beaudesert Hall or Manor House was there. So when we came back, I believe this is roughly the route we took. So we started getting odd activity around here, and you can actually see how close it is to the £1 million house, which is there, and to the area where I had activity before. So this is a real area of interest, and absolutely I intend to head back that way and really investigate this area, which will be in just over a week's time. So it'll be a week tomorrow. Really looking forward to that. I hope I can get as many of my team on board as I can, because that should be a really interesting night, and it's somewhere different, it's somewhere new as well. And we can probably camp down, not literally camp overnight, but just make a little base camp around about there and essentially see what happens, and hopefully we can have maybe a better look at these footprints as well, if we can find them again, and a few more prints. So yeah, from there we walked all the way back down here. We took a route around the pool. That area right there is where we had the green orb, and that was that was 2019. So then we came back up here, and eventually back up to Castle Ring. So yeah, it was a really good good experience. It was great days walking. So yeah, a couple of days after we returned, I found that there was a ley line that runs almost directly through the track where we found a footprint, and it runs through that dark forested dense forest that that Kev mentions, and yeah, it's literally within meters of it, and I thought that was really interesting, because I keep finding activity along these lines, and I don't know that much about ley lines, but there must be, to me it feels like there's something quite mysterious about them, although I wish there was a way of scientifically measuring them, but it doesn't seem like that's the case. So it's just one of these weird quirks ley lines are, that and I need to do a lot more reading up on ley lines, because I think there's an argument that on one side of the argument they'd say that ley lines don't run directly that straight, and they don't run necessarily through areas of interest. It's just that we try to fit areas of interest into these ley lines, and that's quite possible. I think that's the human condition, to want to look for patterns in maybe activity, patterns in landmarks, and these ley lines are this kind of weird, mysterious way of explaining these patterns, or the patterns explain the ley lines. So it's an ongoing interest to me, but I wouldn't necessarily put any scientific emphasis on it. Not that I'm overly scientific when I'm out on investigations, but I do like to be quite objective about what I'm looking at, and I can't put everything down to the magic of a line, if you like. So on this map, you'll see that this line, I think it goes from Durness in Scotland all the way down to the Isle of Wight, and for sure it cuts through Birmingham, Sutton Park, and through Cannock Chase, Castle Ring, and it's called the and I might be pronouncing this wrong, but I will spell it as well. It's called a Bellinus line. It's probably not how you pronounce it, but it's Belinus, Bellinus line, and yeah, it's over 500 kilometers long, or 500 miles even, and it's supposed to be a ley line. So it's okay, and this is so I recreated this line according to the interactive map that I've got, and it pretty much does show that's where we found a Bigfoot foot, whether it was a Bigfoot foot I don't know, but it was a Bigfoot print, whatever caused it, and as you can see, the line virtually goes through where we were walking, and so which is just around about this area. Yeah, so I've just zoomed in on this, and this is a bit better close up of the area. I think where we came down may have been, I'm sure we crossed that line somewhere around here. It's really kind of hazy, because we may have gone down this path and then come along this tree line, and then back onto that road, and that's where we started coming back, or he may have gone down another line. But either way, that the yellow line there shows where the ley line runs through, and yeah, it's got me kind of really curious about looking more into these ley lines. Just about it for this video, and I really want to apologise that for three things. Number one, I'm so out of shape that most of the videos are me just breathing really heavily like I'm in a Blair Witch or something. Number two, I got to apologise about a shaky cam. I didn't really intend to take that much video, and on a number of occasions I just left it running, so it was bouncing around on my neck. Hopefully I will be getting my hands on a GoPro of some kind over the next few weeks. And yeah, I just want to apologise about the generally just about the video quality. Really, I was using an old camera, but this was just supposed to be a reconnaissance, so I hope you can forgive me on that. And absolutely, what we discovered in summary was that although we went out initially just to find this old ruin of a manor house, or a hall as it was called, Beaudesert Hall, I think what we discovered on the way back to me was equally as interesting. And sometimes when you're looking for new places to investigate as a paranormal team, it's kind of great to stumble upon perceived activity in the middle of a day, and also some unusual evidence. So yeah, I'm really kind of hoping to improve on these videos, and maybe when I do a few more of these daytime reconnaissance, these daytime recce's, you'll actually maybe get to see a lot more and a lot more clearly. So yeah, if you can make it through this video, you could probably make it through the movie Cloverfield, which also featured a shaky cam, except that my shaky cam was extremely shaky. I will be editing this video down, I think, because there's a lot of points in this video that I think it's a little bit unbearable to watch. And but yeah, if you've managed to make it through, just you know, really real thanks there, and hopefully you'll tune in to see the results of next week's investigation. I mean, what we're going to do next week, actually, hopefully, and I've got another video I need to put up from Milford Common, which we tried a few things, and hopefully we'll repeat these things next week. So next week, what I'm hoping to do is I'm hoping that we have a parabolic microphone. Parabolic microphone is a great little device for picking up sounds from around the area. So if there is anything shuffling around in the forest, we might be able to hear it a little bit better. I'm also hoping to maybe pop up a trail cam somewhere, and yeah, just to we're gonna use the area as a base camp and see if we can attract anything. And as I was about to say, on the previous investigation, we played a series of animal noises, which were animals in distress. We also played the sounds of predators. And when I say predators, I mean things like, I think it was a wolf. So we're playing various different sounds to see if we can elicit any response. And hopefully we can get to do that next week in a new area. And we're so close to where I had activity before. It's to me, it's just really fascinating. My love affair with Cannock Chase doesn't seem to diminish, and I can't wait to get back there, get some proper footage, and this time I really will try and keep the my cam a little bit steadier than I did with my camera. So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you're well, and I hope you could really join me on the next one. So take care of yourselves. Have a great day and a great week.